welcome President of Planned Parenthood, Cecile Richards.
Well, it's great to be home in Austin. I was late coming because I was up in New York City where we were giving an honor to Mayor Michael Bloomberg, who stood with Planned Parenthood, by the way. And I told everybody at the luncheon that I had to get on a plane and come down to Texas, and women and men in New York City have got your back. Let me tell you, they were so happy. So anyway, it's great to be back. It's like old home week. There's so many folks here. I want to say a big shout out to Marsha Ball and Jimmy Dale Gilmore for just being playing for us. Stuff they do, and the speakers have been amazing. I agree, man. I am not going to mess with Donna Dukes. Never, no way, no how. She was incredible. I love it when someone says all the things that I can't say. I'm also really honored that my whole family's here. My dad, Dave Richards, and all my brothers. And there's a couple other folks I just want to acknowledge who really do this work every single day. There's 3 of our CEOs from here in Texas who literally every day, regardless of the politics, regardless of what the governor says, they get up every morning and they serve the women of Texas. Ken Lambrick, the CEO from North Texas and Austin. Melanie Linton, our CEO from Planned Parenthood of the Gulf Coast in Houston. From right here in Austin, Texas. Please tell her thank you. I also know there's a whole bunch of folks here today in scrubs, folks who've come from the clinics, who've been over there serving women, our docs, our clinicians, not only for Planned Parenthood, but for all the public health services in Austin, Texas. Please thank them for what they do, regardless of politics, making sure that folks get services every single day. Thank you. So, well, welcome to our Don't Mess with Texas Women bus rally. This is our Don't Throw Women Under the Bus that's been traveling all across the state of Texas. We've been down the Rio Grande border, we've been in Midland, we've been in Abilene and Brownsville, Fort Worth, Austin. Thousands of Texans have joined us, including many of our patients, to say enough is enough with the attacks on women's health care in the state of Texas. And I want to thank, too, Tony the bus driver, who's driven this thing the whole way and it didn't break down once. Thank you, Tony. So, I want to say something that is really important to me, okay? Planned Parenthood, we're the big tent. We're the biggest tent in America, right? We are Republicans, and we are Democrats, and we are independents, because by God, women's health care does not come with a political label, okay? And as folks have said, we're taking this seriously because it's personal, right? More than a quarter of women in this state are uninsured and depend on folks like Planned Parenthood, the 3rd highest rate of cervical cancer in the country. But Governor Perry seems to be determined to make a bad situation even worse. Well, if he thought he was going to do it quietly, he had another thing coming, right? So, the great news is you've made it clear to folks all across the state of Texas, and frankly, in the New York Times, about what's happening in the state of Texas. Exactly. And it's been said before, I think it's really important to remember why there has been this outcry about not only the efforts here in Texas to end Planned Parenthood services, but all across the country. 1 in 5 women in her lifetime goes to Planned Parenthood for health care. And I swear to God, in the last year, I've heard from every single one of them. But they know what we do. We provide birth control. We provide life-saving cancer screenings. We provide annual exams, high blood pressure checks, checks for cholesterol. And in fact, and it's something that Donna said, and I think it's really important. If the folks who are all so hot and bothered about abortion really wanted to reduce the number of abortions in the United States of America, they would be volunteering at Planned Parenthood every single day, because we do more to prevent. That's right. So, we do more to prevent unintended pregnancy than any organization in the country and have for 95 years, okay? So just remember that. But now Governor Perry wants the government to step in and tell a woman which doctor she can see and what woman she can't. Wants to end this women's health care program in the state of Texas, even in places where there is no other women's health care provider, and we've heard from many of them. With the state facing an economic crisis, he's turning away literally millions of federal dollars that were meant for women's health care, just to make a political point. Absolutely, just to make a political point. That's right. So this is my message to Governor Perry. Don't make your political point on the backs of hundreds of thousands of women in the state of Texas, all right? So, we've heard from so many women. You've heard, I can't even match the stories you've heard today, so I won't try, but even out of West Texas, the hotel receptionist that welcomed our bus when we rolled into San Angelo late in the evening, and she told the crew, she said, you know, I've been a patient at Planned Parenthood for over 10 years. She doesn't have health insurance. She relies on the Medicaid Women's Health Care Program. She wanted to join us at the rally, but frankly, she couldn't get off work in time. But she told us she'd be there with us in spirit, and she urged us to help people understand why the Women's Health Care Program has to continue. She said, keep fighting, okay? And we will. Is that right? And we will. So, we're fighting for women's rights to health care no matter what their income is, no matter where they live, no matter what their health insurance is, to choose the doctor that they know and that they want to see and not have Governor Perry choose it for them, okay? So, I need you to do a couple of things. First, I need everybody to sign the petition if you haven't. The problem is, there's too many of you, we ran out of petitions, okay? I love that problem. That's a great problem. But since we ran out of petitions, what I need you to do is sign up to stay in this fight, okay? So take out your cell phone. Everybody can do that, right? I need you to get them out, and I need you to text. Stand with PP, stand with Planned Parenthood. That's stand with PP to 69866, okay? 69866. You got that?
More time.
Okay. One more time, someone said 69866. Stand with PP, because Texas women are counting on all of us. I got to tell you, Governor Perry thought this was a done deal. Well, we are just getting started, my friends. So, I want to thank you for being here tonight. I want to thank you for all that you do every day to make sure that women in the state of Texas have access to health care. And thank you, by God, for standing with Planned Parenthood and for fighting for women every single day. Thank you. God bless.